Has your family ever bothered you over baby names? When my wife Emma was pregnant with our first kid, we spent months picking the perfect name. We finally settled on Oliver. We loved everything about it. Simple, classic, not too trendy but not boring either. It felt right for our little boy. We announced it at the family dinner when she was 6 months along. Big mistake. My mom's face immediately scrunched up like she tasted something sour. Oliver? That's such an old man's name. What about something strong like Hunter or Mason? Something that sounds successful. My dad jumped right in. Yeah, and what if he wants to play sports? Kids are gonna make fun of a name like Oliver. Sounds weak. Emma's parents weren't any better. Her mom kept suggesting names from her romance novels. What about Drakewood or Maximus? Something with real character. Oliver sounds like a butler. Her dad said Oliver reminded him of that annoying kid from his high school who always got beat up. You want to set your son up for that? For 3 solid months, every single family gathering turned into a baby name intervention. My sister would text me lists of better options at least twice a week. My aunts would corner Emma at church and whisper suggestions about names that sounded more masculine. Even my grandma got involved, saying Oliver reminded her of that weird kid from her neighborhood in 1952 who collected bugs and talked to himself. The pressure was absolutely insane. Emma started second-guessing everything we decided. Maybe they were right. Maybe Oliver would get bullied at school. Maybe we should pick something more normal, more acceptable to everyone. What if we're ruining his life before it even starts? She'd say, crying at 2 a.m. while reading baby name websites. 2 weeks before the due date, we completely caved to the pressure. Changed it to Dylan. Everyone in both families celebrated like we'd finally come to our senses and stopped being stubborn. Much better choice, my mom said, practically glowing. Dylan sounds like a leader, like someone who'll be successful. Our son was born healthy and perfect. Dylan it was, officially, but something always felt off about it, like wearing shoes that were the wrong size. The name never quite fit him somehow. When he was little, Emma would sometimes call him Oliver by accident when she was tired, then quickly correct herself and look around nervously like someone might have heard. Fast forward 18 years. Dylan's about to graduate high school, and we're going through old family photos and documents for his graduation party slideshow. He finds this baby book Emma had started but never finished, buried in a box of his childhood stuff. On the very first page, in Emma's careful handwriting, it says, Oliver's first year, with the name heavily crossed out and Dylan written above it in different ink. Who's Oliver? He asks, genuinely confused. We sat him down and told him the whole story. How we'd originally chosen Oliver, how we loved it, how the entire family pressured us to change it, how we'd always secretly wondered what if we'd stuck to our guns. Dylan got really quiet for a long time, just staring at that baby book. Then he said something that absolutely broke my heart. I never felt like a Dylan, ever. In my head, I always thought of myself differently, but I could never figure out why. I felt like I was wearing someone else's name my whole life. He paused, still looking at the baby book. I want to legally change it back to Oliver. That's who I was supposed to be from the beginning. The paperwork took 2 months and cost us $500, but it was worth every penny. The day it became official, Oliver called us from college to tell us the news was final. Hearing him say, "Hi Dad, it's Oliver," for the first time in 18 years, I started crying right there in my office. He sounded like himself finally. Confident, comfortable, complete, like he'd been holding his breath for 18 years and could finally exhale.